I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Deathstroke issue number 24. The new super team Defiance has a lot working against it, but will Slade's own demons bring them down, or are these kids already a powder keg just waiting to go off? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Okay then, so as we join the comic, Kid Flash and Power Girl are out doing the town when a sniper begins to fire into the crowd. Ooh boy, I bet Christopher Priest did not mean for this moment to be as topical as it ended up being, am I right? Wally uses his super speed and takes on off after the shooter, doing so leaving his partner behind in the line of fire. Of course, these were blanks that were being shot, as this was all yet another very elaborate, very cruel test thought up by Slade. In fact, as we discover for Defiance, these kinds of psychotic, tough love exercises are really just par for the course when you work for Deathstroke. As even the sniper test actually had a whole other hidden layer to it. You see, Deathstroke had told Wally to go around and spy on his different teammates to learn a little bit more about them. And now Slade has called the whole team together so he can play Wally's findings for everyone. Ooh, you are so cold, Deathstroke. Needless to say, Kid Flash's audio logs are pretty damn embarrassing for him. First off is the day he spent shopping with Jericho. At first, Wally really liked him. He saw a lot of himself in Jericho. He had a supervillain dad, but he didn't let it ruin his life. He was pretty switched on, pretty put together, but then he was ultimately let down when Jericho chose to use him as a buffer to try and get laid by the store clerk he likes. This only got more awkward when he talked to Tanya about it later. Supergirl has a crush on Jericho, but had no idea that he was bisexual, and as such that kinda clashes with her much more conservative Christian values. This situation only gets further embarrassing for Wally, as on the very same tape he talked about which female members of all the different super teams he's been on are the most attractive. Ouch, dig that hole deeper and deeper, why don't you? Now that's all well and good, but let's turn up the creep factor just a little bit if you would. You see, Wally ends up stumbling in on a fight between Tara and Rose. Rose thinks Tara stole her family sword, and it all becomes a big fracas between them. Tara ultimately choosing to twist the verbal knife in deeper on Rose by saying that when her and her father worked together, Slade told Tara that she reminded her of Rose. Ooh. Need I remind you, Tara is referring to the sexual relationship she had with Slade in the past. Ooh. If nothing else, the audio logs prove that Kid Flash is really thorough. He even decided to give Deathstroke himself the once-over, spying on him during an important meeting with a representative from the Asian underworld. This guy, codenamed the Forgotten, is actually tied into the whole Chinatown B story that we've been seeing all throughout this issue. He also just so happens to be a freelance assassin for the secret society as well. Shockingly, of all the teammates he's spoken with, Wally probably sees more eye to eye, or should I say single eye, to Deathstroke than anyone else. In a way, he's acting like the father he never had. Slade says he sees great things in Wally, but he'll only achieve them once he shrugs off these archaic notions of good and evil. Now, after this little team building exercise is over, Deathstroke returns to his quarters only to have some of the hideout blow up and him be kidnapped. Who could possibly have a bone to pick with the reformed Deathstroke? Well, the secret society of supervillains, of course, who don't like him already for breaking their rules previously and really don't like him now for turning good. So that was Deathstroke number 24, everybody, and overall I thought it was a pretty solid little focus piece on Wally West, a character who has kind of been lost in the shuffle ever since OG Wally came back. Christopher Priest does a really good job showcasing him as a kid, someone with his life in front of him and someone isn't really sure of what decisions he should make or what roads he should go down. A kid who's been let down by all his other father figures and is now looking for one in probably the worst place, Deathstroke. Priest also continues to pile on the personal and character drama better than just about any book I'm currently reading. Seriously, Deathstroke and Defiance might as well be the Melrose Place of comic books at the moment. Overall, I'd give this one an 8 out of 10, and I can't wait to see where the story is going to go from here. So that's Deathstroke, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, why not check out some of these other videos? Then you can follow me on social media at Cape Joel. And if you really like what I do and want to show some support, then please head on over to the description of this very video where you can become a patron. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and podcasts before anyone else, and they can do so for as little as $1 a month. So until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.